yeah, basically what you should do, like if you're trying to do those hinging exercises, hey Eduardo, how you doing, man? Nice to see you in here. So basically, Jorge, if you're trying to do those hinging exercises where you go down like that, what you should do always is keep your shoulders back so that you don't arch your back too much. What you do in order to keep your hips and your lower back with a proper posture as possible is you engage your glutes and your hamstrings. How do you usually do that? Naturally, when you stick your butt out, like naturally, like it's say you just stick your butt out. When you actually do that, what happens is that you end up engaging those muscles. You don't just let them sit there. Uh, so yeah, basically by doing those two things, you make sure that both the hamstrings and the glutes are active. A lot of times, people, when they do exercise and even when they hinge regularly, they don't really engage the glutes, they don't really engage their hamstrings. So, what happens? All of the weight and everything goes to the lower back. I don't know if you guys have seen those gym videos where people are like, hinging so bad and doing deadlifts, and everyone comments like, "Oh, this is back day today. This is, back to failure," and they're doing like deadlifts, something like that. A lot of people like to comment that. Yeah, it's basically because they're not properly engaging, their glutes, their hamstrings, and they don't have their back like this. So by the way, this is not like the full on subject for today's call, but a very, very, very good tip that I can give you guys, not only to keep a good posture, but also to engage with most of the exercises that you do for the upper uh part of your body. Is basically, for example, when you're doing like sort of curls, when you're doing even push-ups, stuff like this. This what you want to do is real simple. Yeah, I want you guys also to do it with me. So basically, just relax, lift your arms like that, lift them like that. No, like you're shrugging. You ready, Jorge? Okay, now what you do is you bring them to the back, to your back, and now you drop them like this. So basically, in this position, you have your chest out. In this position, also, you have your scapula a little bit more retracted. So what this does, it sets you up to be the most comfortable position where, for example, you can do push-ups because you're fully engaging the chest. Because if you do it otherwise and you have your whole shoulders, at the front, what's going to happen is you're going to do shoulders. You're going to start to feel the pain here before you actually feel it here. So just by doing this fast exercise or fast, let's say, protocol of lifting your arms like this, bringing them back, and then dropping them like that, this is the position from which you should exercise. Uh, and you will engage your, in this case, pecs and even biceps when you do it like that a lot more and not just rely on the shoulders. So yeah, basically that's a little drill that you can go ahead and apply, Jorge. I'm pretty sure that it'll assist you with your push-ups specifically. Since I saw a little bit of the form that you have right now, you don't need to rush it too much. Like right now, if you're not able to fully perform a full extension while having your two toes, you know, out, you're fine with just going with the knees. The knees is more than fine, and then you progress as you do more reps with your knees. What you do is you just go ahead and swap to your feet being the ones, the support, and it'll be a lot harder, but you will be able to, add another layer of difficulty. And in turn, it's not something too drastic. So yeah, basically, uh, you guys, before that, do you have any other question for him?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, no
Um,
problem. So, Eduardo, do you have any question or anything that you had brought up for this class? By the way, nice to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to see you too, guys. It's been a while since we saw each other. Right. So, good news. I've been working out a lot daily on a daily basis. They like and the gym that I go to, they bought new machinery. They kind of like rebuilt a lot of the machines. There's new equipment, and almost nobody goes there, so it feels like a private gym. So that's been part of the motivation for me going more often. I also go with my girlfriend, so we help each other with the motivation. When one of us doesn't want to go, we push each other. And um, my goal that I shared with you guys, my purpose of going to the gym or for exercising is to have more energy throughout the day. And maybe I want to figure out if I'm doing something wrong because I feel like it was a drastic change in my frequency of exercising from going from like a couple times a week to exercising every day, a couple of hours every day. And now I feel like even though I sleep my full 8, 9 hours, I still wake up tired and just my body feels tired, but it's not like sore. It's not the muscles sore. It's just I feel tired.
Okay, so about that. Well, first of all, Jonathan, since he's also a coach from Selfit, what would you tell him, by the way?
Okay, so thank you for letting us know your situation, Eduardo. First, do you have any way to check your current sleep quality?
I haven't checked yet. Like I maybe I have something on my Apple Watch, but what kind of metrics should I be looking out for? I usually sleep pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's,
That's
let's
what
see.
we would need to check. How much of deep sleep are you getting, actually?
hmm Just 1 second.
Yeah, remember that, like, just by sleeping, like, sleeping and resting is whole two different things, you know? It's
hmm
whole two different concepts. You can sleep, but you're not actually resting. A lot of times you probably slept 5 hours and you rest a lot more than the times where you slept 8 hours.
hmm Right. So last week I had an average of 7 hours and 45 minutes. So I think it's pretty okay. Try to find the amount of deep sleep. Show more sleep data. So average deep has been 59 minutes. Average core is 4 hours and 28. I don't know if it's good that I say the numbers like this, but I can't
Mm,
share them with my screen. Maybe let's see. Share the screen. No.
maybe you could take like a screenshot and share it with us.
Yeah.
Does it show any qualification for your sleep? Like, for example, 100 score, 90, 80?
No. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good hint for me to look at
Mhm.
that. Mm,
Yeah, in terms of energy, that would always be the most important, to have a really good sleep and to have a good time of deep sleep. That's the initial part that what we need to check of how much deep sleep are you getting. And
right.
actually we change that by changing our habits right before going to bed. Because usually what we do is we have many projects to work on, and probably the last thing we do on the day is closing the laptop, which is not okay. It's not okay. I mean, the last thing on the day is is staying right in front of a screen. That is just not okay for your brain, because that switches your brain to thinking that's the sun. That's just how our body works. If our body is watching a screen on, it will believe that it's actually the sun. So you would be sleeping, but just like Fran said, you are not resting actually.
hmm Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Maybe um, watching out for using screens before going to bed, or
Yeah, of course.
maybe eating dinner too close to bedtime. That
Yeah,
might
that's
be
another thing.
affecting.
Hmm.
Also, if
Right.
you're like feeling tired, it may also may not be a nutrient deficiency too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, that's something to look out for. But as you can see, I am sharing my screen on the right side.
Hmm.
We have like the stages of sleep throughout the night. That was last night.
Hmm.
Um, I consider myself a pretty deep sleeper. Like
Yeah.
I usually go to sleep and stay asleep until the morning. I don't wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Look at that big difference where like you had some cycles of deep sleep and then you didn't have a lot. Like, like from the middle of the night to like the end, you just had almost just a little bit more. Probably
Hmm.
it's stress. Probably it's worry. I don't know if you could, tell me about that, but it may also be some other probable causes. But if you can see, like, if you go to sleep in stages, like the graph that you're showing me, it should
Hmm.
be even. You should have deep, 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 go deep and pretty consistent, like deep ones. You see this big gap that you have from the middle to towards the end. That's
Yeah.
definitely something. Like you should not be having it like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I can tell you. And from this data, but definitely.
This is all new to me. So yeah, I have to pay more attention to this. I'll listen to your suggestions and keep exploring this myself. Um, but yeah,
It's also going like trial and error. Like what you can do is that you can go ahead and change one thing and then give it like 3 days, 2 or 3 days, and see how your
mm,
body reacts. That way you'll be able to dissect specifically what was affecting. You know, try, for example, improving, well, doing some of the changes that Jonathan mentioned, or and then adjust, let's say, your nutrition. I don't know if you're taking a mild multivitamin or something like that. That may help a
mm,
lot. Some
okay.
magnesium may also help. I don't know if you're taking magnesium. It's not too expensive actually, and you can buy like it's $16 and it lasts you for like 2 months.
Yeah,
You can buy it at any macrobiotic. So basically, there's a lot of stuff that I would change something and then wait 2 to 3, 5 days to see how you react to it. That way, you're able to tell exactly what was the probable cause, and then you're able to fix it. But also, like if you're working out, understand that you will need a little bit more rest than you did
yeah,
before. Like
it
if
is
you weren't,
understandable.
yeah, if exactly, if you're not working out and you start to work out and you keep resting the same, it's not gonna be the same. You're not gonna have the same energy level. Like, sure, your energy levels will improve over time, but you may need to rest a lot more than you did before. Not a lot more, but some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually keep us posted with that, Eduardo. We have all the one weekly one with the group calls now on Mondays this time. So
Hmm.
just the same way I told Jorge, just keep coming, keep uh mentioning us how you guys are doing, and we're able to provide real data, real action items so that you guys can keep adjusting, and bettering your own performances because this is not just building your careers here. This is also building your health alongside. You don't wanna, do what a lot of people do, which is, you just full go on your career. And then what you do is once you're old, once have a poor health, you basically use all the resources that you gathered while building your career and your life to recover the little bit of health that you can recover with money. That's a lot of people do, but we definitely want to, keep them paired up together. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much what we can tell you. So just keep us posted, man.
Yeah, it's a long-term investment.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna share my screen with you just here for a second.
Just to add a final comment to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are many things that we might work on because this is just an ongoing process. This is not a process that comes to an end because life always changes and our body changes as well. So we need to focus on what we can work on today and move on with that. And it's actually about the process as well. It's not about only the outcome, but about doing this as part of your identity to make this core value to protect your health, and also this determines the quality of life that you're living right now. Not the quality of life that you're living in 12 months or 5 years, but now. and this is something that changes every aspect of our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Quite frankly about that. And this is just one of the aspects of it, which is sleep. Quite frankly, it, uh, working out is basically the easiest aspect. Like just doing the workout, that's the easiest. Eating the proper stuff, I would say, it's even harder. And sleeping as you should, I would say, not only because it's not culturally as uh prioritized, it's even harder. It gets even harder. But yeah, it's just like a stack of hard stuff that you also can see the importance in. But the first and foremost one, the most important out of them all, as you guys can see, and have actually seen yourself, because a lot of this is like discipline, is your habits, it's your in and out, your day to day. It's basically the mindset aspect. And much like Henry Ford once said, there's this famous phrase: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Whatever it is you put your mind to, whatever it is you focus on, will be whatever it is you are seeing yourself. If you are seeing yourself as someone who is stuck, as someone who is stuck in a situation that's like, as someone who is limited by, even if you actually are limited, if you actually put that in your brain, that is the worst thing. Because sure, the body can be limited, but if you put it in your brain, it's over. You're done. You're literally putting yourself in a mental wheelchair, which will, quite frankly, stunt your growth in all areas. So much like with that, comes the mindset aspect of building a healthy body. It's also building a healthy mind, first and foremost, because before the body comes into reality as, something that you want to build in a certain way or maintain in a certain way, it has to come with the mind. It has to come with what you see, what you envision here. Vision and acting as if something has already happened. There is a famous phrase said, "It is already done." Napoleon Hill talked about it. Basically means act as if what you're trying to achieve is already there, because you already know what a lot of times we already know what we need to do. It's not a lack of information. We live in an era where the information is widely accessible. We have ChatGPT. I could literally type in whatever fucking prompt I want, and I can get a good reply better than a lot of the professionals out there in seconds. So it's not a problem or a matter of information. It's not like you live in the dark ages where the knowledge was something hidden. No, we're not in that age anymore. It's basically the application of that information, the belief in oneself. Because you could not be still fit. You could not be fit. You could, be someone that's fat, out of shape. But if you actually act as if that has already happened, you will see how you start to do subconscious decisions that will change how you actually look. And you will see it slowly shift. You don't even need to pay too much attention. Just act as if it has already been there, day in, day out. And something, that's pretty much in reference to this is doubt and belief. Doubt is basically represented as a place in which belief should be planted instead. And if you put yourself in doubt, it's not that you're being precautious a lot of the times. People tell you, "Oh, why are you doing this? Like it is dangerous, it is dangerous. Don't ever buy and invest into something, into these courses that they sell. They might scam you. It might be a scam, man. Be careful, man." Like, sure, there is a psychological aspect to it because we have our adaptations as we have evolved. Like we have this naturally to avoid danger. This is a human, natural trait that we have. But letting that stunt all the growth that you want to achieve in life, in both physical, economical, and any other areas in life. It's just something that's not meant for people that are actually going to win. And you guys know exactly the people that win is the people that take bold moves. It's not the people that wait for the perfect time. It's the people that just act. Doesn't matter if it's in your career, it doesn't matter if it's in your own personal life, it doesn't matter if it's in your business, doesn't matter if it's in your fitness. It's some people, the people that act regardless of the time. New year, new me, boo hoo. It already happened. So what are you gonna do? Wait another half a fucking year to start working out? No, you ain't not a bitch. It's if you're not a bitch, you just act as soon as you can. You act as soon as you can. That is where you show belief, not only to yourself, to your identity, to the subconscious that is within you. But people notice. It's crazy. People that you think are not paying attention, they are paying attention, see your every move. And this is actually a change that ends up unleashing a chain reaction, something that not only you are able to get a benefit from, but people near you will also see that. Look, oh man, Jorge started doing this, Eduardo started doing this. Maybe I can too. Maybe I can go ahead and do that. I like you guys have probably seen this whenever you start doing something and all of a sudden someone that knows start doing it something similar. Or has it never happened to you guys? Eduardo?
Well, I'm not sure. What I am sure is what you're saying from if you what you said about Henry Ford. If you think you can do it, you can. You should be placing belief where you usually place doubt. And you have the control over that. Well, most of the time you have control over it.
I mean, quite frankly, the way, for example, let me give you guys a clear example. Let's say someone won the lottery right now. Let's say I'm here chilling and then I realize, oh, I won the lottery. Right now, the level of excitement that I feel goes from this to this. But why? Why? Because like my network hasn't changed like right away, like per se. Like I'm still in the same net worth. I am still have the same stuff. Nothing has changed. I haven't acquired the money yet. But all of a sudden, I'm feeling like this. Why? Because it's the way which you react to something. Someone could go ahead and yell you an insult, and whether you feel offended or you don't, it's up to you. Like if you are responding to someone, you're basically giving them all and full control of your emotions. This is why a masculine trait is to be stoic, is to have control of your emotions. It's not to not feel. It's not to be, oh, I'm a macho. I'm not gonna feel shit. No. Like we definitely feel you guys know it. We definitely feel, I would say, and psychologists back this, even more than women do. But what's the difference? That we're able to hold ourselves, to keep our composure, because it is needed. Someone has to do that. This is basic psychological stuff that remains across all species. This is not just, oh, this is macho stuff, whatever. It's something that goes around the whole, well, most of the species. And for this specifically, it's part of what we should be ingraining in ourselves in every aspect of life. It's not just discipline for work, for our careers, but also discipline for our other areas of life. Again, the result that you guys are looking for has to be here, has to be in full belief, in full vision, and not give space to doubt, because that is the killer or of dreams. And talking about killer of dreams, a lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, I have bad genetics. I have bad genetics." No, man, It's just my dad inherited me bad genetics. That was me at the start. Like, let me be clear with you guys. It's not like I haven't done that. Like, my dad has like, oh man, he has bad genetics. Like, he's not too muscular. He just does a lot of like running, you know. Um, and to me, when I was starting to work out, I didn't really have like, overnight gains, or I didn't have like, oh man, this guy's has such good genetics. No, I literally pushed myself through the genetic limitations that I had. I literally worked my ass off. It took me more than 18 years to build the body that I have right now, to build the strength that I have right now. It didn't happen overnight. I see people that with 2 to 3 years of training, they look like completely amazing. They look like they've trained for 10 years. That wasn't me. So I had to work through that. The own belief that people and also parents inherit their children, their own limitations, is a reflection of what they will end up seeing. This is why it is so important what you tell your children when they're growing up, and also what you, as a son, once you're more mature, let yourself in your head from your parents. Because a lot of the times they might be the ones, giving you guys like this limitation, like, oh, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. But a lot of times it's just them reacting to their own traumas, to their own realities. And you should not own that. That is not your life. A lot of parents, what they do is they give people and their children specifically like this limitation about working out, about doing exercise, about being healthy. I just can't, like, I have bad genetics, like my family's so fat. Like, haven't you guys ever met someone who says, oh, I'm fat because my whole family is fat? Have you met someone like that, Jorge?
Okay. Um, in my case, or in my family, I think my family doesn't like to do exercise. Also, I try. Also, I do exercise, and I try to adapt and create a new daily routine with exercising 3 times a week. Also, I invite my dad and my mom and sister. It's very important to do exercise. It's very important because when you are older person, it's
Yeah.
difficult to face different situations in life. Um, for example, I have a neighborhood, old man. He's 76 years old, and
Yeah.
he can do it different things because in the past when he was young he did exercise and other activities. It's
What a
important.
killer. What a killer, man. Like, that's difference. Like, I've seen people, man. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's this guy that runs marathons. He's 100 something years old. There's like, imagine yourself, you're 100 something doing marathons. Is that something that you guys like to do or would like to do at 100 years old? Oh, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, I can't even do a fucking marathon right now, let alone who would say no by 100. No, I'll be great. I mean, but again, it's just a feat of breaking patterns, breaking habits, and a lot of times it's beliefs that you inherit from your very own family, and they actually do it subconsciously. It's not like they actively want to limit you, want to stunt your growth. It's not like that. Uh, Another thing about this, very, very important, Jorge, now do you mean about that? You say that your family doesn't like to work out. Well, guess what? Boo-hoo. I also don't like to work out. And Jonathan, I mean, you tell us. Is it every workout that you do? You go to the gym, you're like, oh man, I can't wait. I'm going to the gym today. God, I love it. Is it like that for you?
No, of course not. I mean,
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
yeah, there are times that we just want to stay home, bed,
Uh,
on bed, yeah.
and it's not times, it's most of the times. Most of the times. And that is the natural instinct for the body. The body wants to stay static, wants to save energy. That's an evolutionary trait that we have, you know? It's not that we're fighting against bad habits. It's fighting against evolution. Evolution has taught us that if we save energy, we're gonna survive. So what ends up happening? The body wants to save energy, wants to survive. But again, what does that lead you to? That leads you to average results. That's why the average person is out of shape and it's a mess. For example, if you go to the US, it's a it's a whole crazy ass world. Like let me give you guys some data. Like it's not more than 50% of Americans are like obese. Like for example, let's go even by race. Like the average black woman in America is 187 pounds. Like 187 pounds. Like that's heavy. That's heavy. That's the heaviest race, by the way. The black women in America, in women, and then when it comes to men, it's white men. White men are just out of the park. And yeah, a lot of it is just the habits that you get that we all inherit. Because again, we always inherit good stuff. We always inherit bad stuff. We are the ones, the decision takers out of all that. We are the ones who shape our own reality. The very second you guys start blaming somebody else for your mishaps, for your misfortunes, for all the stuff that you don't like in your life, guess what happens? You completely lost control of your life because you're already giving it to something else. Whilst, on the other hand, you guys take full accountability and each and every day with repetition, you go ahead and ingrain in your head that you're in full control of your body, that it doesn't matter what you believed, what you were before, you can change that and you will change that, and you already are. You will see how reality slowly starts to shift. Slowly, you will see. And here's another thing that's curious. So we see ourselves each and every day. To notice a physical change, it's sometimes a little bit harder because we get used to the small changes. But if you have someone that you see like each and every month, every week, something like that, they will notice the big difference. You just need to be constant each and every day. It's not repetition, it's reprogramming. Even if it gets boring, because it will get fucking boring, you need to do it because you're reprogramming your own head. You're reprogramming your computer. Like whenever you want to format, let's say you have an old PC that you want to sell, you got to format it usually, for safety. So in order to do that in our minds with the old thoughts, with our old beliefs, we got to go each and every day and do it like that. We don't work like computers. So we got to do each and every day, be constant on the whole repetition of changing our whole thinking diaphragm, a whole thinking basic existence that we have. Because we have difficulties, because we have self-imposed difficulties, we have beliefs, we have limitations, we have a lot of bullshit that is not letting us progress. And if you actually pay attention to your day routine, you usually are able to identify them. This is also why journaling is a great practice. Definitely a lot of friction to do, understandably, because I face that too. But if you're actually able to dissect how you're feeling each and every time and what aspects of, for example, you not doing this because of this, because then you feel the boredom, because then you feel like the laziness is taking over. What happens is that you're able to dissect each and every step and how do you feel? And you know exactly how to fix it. You say like, oh, this happens because of this, so I'm going to fix this. Boom. You fix this, and all of a sudden it gets a lot easier. You reduce the friction. That is part of the repetition of each and every day. Because again, it's not repetition. It's not just repetition, mindless repetition, but reprogramming, which needs to be that way because that's the way we operate basically. That's the main subject that I brought to you guys for this day. So if there's anything that I want you guys to take from all this, is this. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Like Henry Ford said. I don't know if you guys have any questions, or Jonathan, if there's anything that you would like to add.
Yeah. So just to add something up to what you just said, Frank. Um, this is not like most people say that you need to fake it until you make it. This is not about that. Because actually that's not the mindset that Henry Ford wanted to imply with this sentence. Instead, this is something about attention. This is something about what we focus on, because actually that's our most valuable asset. So usually when we think of our way of understanding what life is, we think of time, past, and future, but actually none of that exists. And and what we see of our lives is just the way our brain understands the way the world around us is happening. But probably you have heard of this red car test that if you tell people to find red cars, they will always find them. And that's because what we think of life as what it is, it's only what we focus on. Life is not it's not a phenomenal process um, that we are going through. Actually, life is only what we focus on. That's the only thing that it's actually life. So every time that we focus on getting red cars through a highway, we will always find them. But also when we always focus on opportunities to reframe, to reprogram ourselves, to be a person that we see, that we think to think of ourselves as the most successful version of ourselves, that version of ourselves that we can see in the mirror and think that's who I want to be in 5 years or in 10 years, but actually that's something that already exists in me. I already can be that person that I look forward to become to. So just by changing the small pieces of our minds, for example, something I'm working on right now, because we need to provide the feedback, but we need to apply that feedback for us, both for Frank and us. So, for example, sometimes when I'm being asked what I'm doing, or when I'm being invited to an event, I get to say I must do some work. I must uh, I must attend some meetings, but I must not do that actually. But I get to do that. I get to do this work. I get to attend some meetings, and that's a small shift, but actually a fundamental shift. Because when we think like I have to work, I have to work out, I have to sleep better, and that's a poor mindset actually. That's a totally poor mindset. But instead, when we shift from that to think, I get to sleep better, I get to work out. So now you see actually all of those things that we see as uh, obligations are actually blessings, are actually opportunities. So it's not fake it until you make it. It's actually a matter of focus. It's actually a matter of how we are looking at the world from our perspective.
Exactly. In fact, let's go ahead and do the exercise that Jonathan just mentioned real quick. So let's say, think of a color, let's say red. Look at the room we're at right now. Red color. All of a sudden, you're able to easily adapt. Well, of course, if there's something red, where anything red, you can't see fucking red. But if you have anything that's actually red and you focus on that color, you're able to easily find everything, easily recognize if you're just focusing on one color. It's the same thing for a lot of this. So yeah, it's all about focus and what you envision, what you center yourself in. Like Jonathan also said, it's not fake it until you make it. It's a whole set of things deeper than that. So Eduardo, starting with you. Do you have any other questions? Anything else that you'd like to add?
Not for now. I think I'm good.
All right. How about you, Jorge?
It's okay and very interesting that sentence. It's very important. Also, now I face different challenges with because try to do exercise and have a daily routine is very important for me, and also I feel better every day. The this when I started, I recognize was very difficult, and sometimes I believe I can do it, or I'm going to do exercise tomorrow. But this week, I feel very happy because I reached to do exercise 3 times on in the week.
Let's fucking go, man. Good stuff, bro. And yeah,
Thank you.
like you said at the same, love that. Consistency. It's all about
Yes,
consistency, you guys. It's not about like one workout would make you fit. Just same like one cheat meal won't fuck up your way you look. This is what you do the most, what you keep on doing. And yeah, pretty much
that's
that's
right.
everything that we have for this week. Really glad to have you guys in here. And again, welcome to one more weekly group call, Self-Fit Weekly with Jonathan and Frank. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week. Take it easy. Take good care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye. See you.
Ciao,
Take care.
ciao.
Take